Hi everyone, welcome to Soft Power Hard Truths. This is episode 6. Episode 6. My name is Kenny.
Alex.
And today you guessed it, we're going to talk about Israel and Iran again because no other shit happens pretty much. So 2 days ago, right, which is a while, but 2 days ago, the war escalated when Israel striked on the South Paw's gas field, which is an important ass field if you ask me, because that's where the energy is. That's where their energy relies on, pretty much. Iran, at least. There's another island called Karg Island, but we'll talk about that later. Trump claims that he didn't know about this, right? Because he claims Bibi Netanyahu was just acting on his own, launching the missiles, the airstrikes on it, but Trump didn't know. But then guess what Bibi Netanyahu said? He was like, oh yeah, America was in on it too. So apparently we don't know if America was in on it, but really? I'm pretty sure they were in on it. Yeah, so because of that, Iran is pissed the fuck off. They started attacking Qatar. They hit major energy sites too, so Trump was pissed. Did you see that video where he did ask for a ceasefire? But then when they interviewed him, he was like, nah, I never wanted a ceasefire. We're winning.
But they're losing.
Okay, so I want to ask you about that, bro. What do you mean by losing?
They're losing the war. How much money does the United States has spent?
So you're basing it off on how much money we spent on this?
Well, yeah, because again, look at when in the first 6 days when the war started, they have already fucking spent over $11 billion just on missiles. Again, compared to Iran, using $20,000 drones.
Yeah.
They're losing because they're spending way much money, and not only that, apparently the AI version of BB is fucking lying about everything, bro.
Are you talking about the AI videos of him in the cafe?
I don't know why they're trying to convince people that apparently he's still alive. All the last videos that he's been coming up, they're all AI.
But don't you think people will be like, well, how do you know it's AI? All of them were?
There's the video where he apparently was talking to a reporter, right? Where he was like, oh yeah, I'm alive and there's people to witness. That's all AI.
Do you remember the one where he was talking to this guy that was like, hey, this is a punch list. You remember that? Okay, so he was walking with a guy, I don't remember his name, but he was like, oh, here's my punch list. And the guy was like, oh, am I on that punch list? And then he was like, no, you're not, because you're amazing and you don't talk shit about us, pretty much, right? But so do you think that one was AI though?
Yeah, all of them are AI. Because the one where he's in the fucking coffee shop, they already confirmed that there's.
Oh, that one was AI.
When he's moving his fingers, and then you can see that there's 6 fingers on each hand.
And nothing spilled when he was. When it was
And also when they were fucking coffee shop or whatever, those letters or whatever, that's not even real. That's not even a language.
Oh, when it zoomed in, if you zoom in on the letters
again, and then I think the video cuts from there to where he's outside and he's talking to people on the streets and stuff. That one's fake too. Why? Because on one of the videos when I think he's saying hello to someone. He's they're gonna shake hands or whatever. When he's about to reach, the other guy's hand to say hello or whatever. He has a wedding ring. And then if you actually see the video or whatever, it shows that the wedding ring just disappears. That's right too. They're the most fucking corrupt one of the most corrupt people ever.
Oof, it's a battle between them and the Trumps, bro. I don't know. Or I think, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking they're both in cahoots with each other, obviously. They act like they hate each other, but I feel like in the background, they're probably all on the same AIPAC.
Again, the only way for someone to be president nowadays, it doesn't matter if you vote every year or there's millions of people that vote for Democrats or for Republicans. That shit doesn't matter anymore.
Well, at least you get the policies, though, the policy. They all
want policies, right?
Well, immigration, if it was a Democrat.
Yeah. When Donald Trump, ran for his second term, he was like, okay, if I become president again, I'll do mass deportation, make America great again, whatever, better the economy and stuff. And look at what's going on right now, bro. Economy is bad. There's no fucking employment. Gases are going up.
He did deport a lot of people.
Look at what's going on with his own team, bro. His own team is is falling apart.
A lot of them were fired.
A lot of his team is falling apart. Why? Because they already know that, hey, you know what, he's doing way too much.
That's why the guy Joe Kent, he used to be counterterrorism official, but he resigned.
Like not only that,
over the war.
Yeah,
and he's MAGA too.
But not only that, what was that lady? The
Marjorie
lady,
Taylor Greene.
No, the lady that was in charge of Homeland Security.
Oh, Christy Noem.
Yeah, whatever her name was.
Yeah.
The only reason why she got fired is because she got caught with fucking all the lies that she was saying.
Embezzling money and then the deportation act.
Right. Now what's going on with Pam Bondi and fucking...
Dude, you make her sound like Bambi. It's Pam Bondi, bro.
Look at what's going on with Pam Bondi and like Cash Patel, right?
Yeah.
They're just like lying and lying. Nobody believes them anymore.
Yeah. Well, going back to what Joe Kent, the counter-terrorist, he was actually a great person, you know. He was investigating the 2016 foreign interference, right, of Russia in the elections. Joe Kent, he was the guy that was doing that. Even though he's Republican, his wife actually died in a ISIS bombing, and still he said that Iran posed no imminent threat to U.S., so he pretty much resigned because of the decision that Trump made to go to war.
There's a bigger chance for the United States to get attacked by North Korea than by Iran.
Yeah, and North Korea has nukes
simple,
too.
Right?
North Korea has
so
nukes.
So if everybody knows that, right, that the missiles that Iran has, there's no chance that they're gonna hit the United States. Yeah, you might hear, you know, U.S. bases around Iran, but they're not like a threat to fucking America. Right?
They only had uranium, and that's it.
But again, that's the reason why the war's going on, right? Because that's what they're telling.
That's what the U.S. says.
That's what they're telling the people.
Yeah.
And people are still believing like, oh yeah, they're a big threat. No,
that's what they just
North
go off.
North Korea is a bigger threat.
Well, China, Russia.
Why are they not fucking attacking North Korea?
Because they have nukes.
Okay.
We're scared of the nukes.
Okay. But they have fucking bombs and shit that can hit the United States.
Yeah, of course.
So that's a bigger threat than Iran.
And that's why people now, you know, what do you think the next country is gonna do?
The only thing I can say is this: I don't think there's gonna be another war, because whatever happens between the United States and Iran, because the only reason why the United States is helping Israel, because again, the people in power is not Donald Trump, is AIPAC, right? And because AIPAC is run by Israel, meaning let's say that Bibi, he have fucking control over Donald Trump, so he told Donald Trump, either you help us get kill people in Iran or whatever, or we release the Epstein files, right? And because Epstein was a Mossad agent for the Israeli government, you really think that, you know, Israel has the power to fucking tell Donald Trump what to do? Well, that's the only reason why the United States attacked Iran at the beginning. Because again, there's the former CIA agent that used to always talk
John K.
He already said on one interview that he had, where he said that, you know, the only reason why the United States attacked was because Habibi told Trump, either you help us or we will use our own nuclear weapons. That's the only reason why the United States is in Iran run right now. But they're losing a lot of money. They're losing too much money on weapons. They're losing too much money on oil, and that's why a lot of other countries they're like, you know what, we're not gonna get involved with this, because they know that it's a big mistake. The fucking oil field that you were talking about,
South Pass. Yeah,
it's like one of the biggest oil factories in the world.
Well, they weren't supposed to attack it because they agreed. We're not gonna do that,
but now
because it'll fuck up the global.
But now that they attack it, not only is the United States losing money, other nations are starting to lose money as well. Yeah,
that's true. So every other country that depends on oil, which is pretty much every country, right, is cooked now. But you know what was interesting? What else that Joe Kent said? I think it was on Tucker Carlson's interview, but he was like, he was told to stop investigating the assassination of Charlie Kirk too, because he was ultimately supposed to. He was in charge of that case, but then all of a sudden, like, and everyone can agree with this too, like, you stopped hearing about it, right? Like, when was the last time you heard about the guy who assassinated Charlie? A long ass time. So he was supposed to be investigating that, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he was told to stop it.
But that actually, they were to try to hurry the process to, you know, get the guy that they apparently arrested and that killed Charlie Kirk to get fucking sentenced to that. Like, meaning they're trying to get rid of him as well, so that there's no more fucking evidence, right?
Yeah.
Also that they can try to convince people that, oh, you know what, he was a killer, and, you know, now he's, you know, facing his consequences. But no, it's just a distraction. Again, they already confirmed, well, not confirmed, but there's a lot of new evidence that it was, that it was basically Erica Kirk, the one that, you know,
had the hit.
Yeah. And now, if you go back to the video where he got shot, that it looks like he has something hanging here on his fucking
like a little red
shirt.
dot or
no,
something?
it was like a like a little red dot. Remember that guy that I told you that apparently he was like his security guard, and then I told you that he looks like he's like pressing something on his shirt.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically what they bought. So it's like a high tech military weapon that they bought under like a different business or whatever.
Well, it would make sense because their parents work for EMP.
Yeah, but they know everything about fucking like
military. That makes sense because they work in military tech. Yeah.
So it was all an inside job.
He knew because the day of before that he signed he changed his will to his kids instead of Erica. Yeah, and I think apparently, I mean, I don't know if this is true, but there's rumors that she was like cheating too.
He wanted the divorce because again he started to find out that she was just like, where that lady is telling you like all the evidence where they bought like the special like high tech military weapon, and it was the thing that they had put on Charlie Kirk's shirt.
Yeah,
and that's when that guy that I was telling you about, that he was the one that pressed the button, and that's the one that shot him.
I remember they were making hat signs too. The people in the front, they were making signs on their hat right before the shooting happened too.
Either it was that or there was the one of the drones, because there was like 2 or 3 drones.
Was it an airplane or a drone? I remember you said it was an airplane.
Airplanes following, you know, they were actually following Erica Kirk, not Charlie Kirk.
Oh, okay.
But the recent ones, again, once Charlie Kirk started, you know, talking more and asking more questions about, you know, Israel and AIPAC and
being against the war,
against the war in Iran and all that kind of stuff. Then that's the reason he got killed. Well, they're gonna get rid of people once they start telling the truth, right?
Dude, imagine she was like a sleeper agent for Israel. Do you know what sleeper agents are? So pretty much like the country will train like CIA agents like under that culture. Like if it was Israel send it to America, they would train Erica to be like, okay, this is America, this is what movies they watch, you know, what shows, and then he raised, and then they're gonna send him to America.
But that's basically the same shit with fucking Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know if he was a sleeper agent, but
he was because Max, her fucking dad was a fucking agent.
Well, he mysteriously died.
Mysteriously. But again, like look at it this way: the day that he died, he was apparently in a boat, right? And he had a meeting or something. He died on a boat, but that's when everybody started, you know, knowing a little bit more about Jeffrey Epstein, and that's the only reason when Jeffrey Epstein became successful and had like a bunch of millions of dollars was because once
Robert Maxwell, dude.
Yeah, Robert Maxwell.
He said it already. I knew Robert Maxwell.
No, but yeah, Robert Maxwell. So basically, his fortune once he died, that fortune got transferred to fucking Jeffrey Epstein. And I'm pretty sure the only reason why they killed him was because, again, maybe he wasn't trying to fucking cooperate anymore with Israel or the Mossad and stuff.
I don't know. That was mystery. You know what? And instead of he's from Britain, so instead of burying him in Britain, they buried him in Israel. Isn't that crazy? And they held the ceremony.
Yeah, and that's the only guy that got buried in Israel, like in a mountain that is like super super sacred for their religion and stuff.
I mean, that's pretty badass, bro. Wouldn't you want to be buried in a mountain, dude, when you die?
But it was an inside job.
Dang. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. It was inside. But do we know who it was? No. Kind of.
Israel,
Who else? I'm gonna be honest, I think Israel has the best CIA in the world. Even better than America. That's what the CIA agent said. That's what he said. He's like, dude.
Well, I don't know about that,
but the people that are different.
But who cares about that? We care about fucking everybody going to prison, bro.
Damn. Well, we can't go to prison when their spies are so good. And they're influencing our election.
Well, yeah, but again, the first things first, I think that needs to happen is this: to have someone in the fucking presidency that actually fucking works for the American people.
And that's not funded by AIPAC.
Donald Trump is not gonna help the United States. So you see everything that's going on. Everything's going fake rubbish. Even though he keeps telling like, oh yeah,
the dial's up.
There's a bunch of jobs coming back, and we have $18 trillion of investments. That's not true.
We're winning the war.
That's not true. Nothing of that's true. Why? But he has to say lies. Why? Because he's a puppet. Whatever Israel tells him to say, he has to say it. That's the only thing. But again, everybody needs to go to prison, starting from Donald Trump. Once people start releasing them, or if they release the remaining files.
I don't think they'll ever release it, dude.
Not
in this presidency.
I'm pretty sure they will, bro, because they already put Kash Patel and the other lady in.
Kash Patel. Bro, he's not gonna do shit.
No, they're not like your uncle.
Ted?
Yeah, he already put him. They already put him like. Either you start telling us or start releasing the files.
Bro, imagine Rico, he comes on the next day on the news, he's like, you know what, Israel isn't that bad. Epstein list, who cares?
I support Israel.
I think Israel's alright. He has a fucking blue flag.
Everybody.
Ted, don't do that, bro.
Everybody's starting. Well, not all of them, but there's still people that are gonna try to defend the system, and that's fine. But most of the people are starting to wake up and to see that Donald Trump, the economy in the United States, most likely he's gonna take the United States to World War III. He's been compromised. Meaning he doesn't care about the consequences that might happen later for the United States or for the world.
Well, that's because they're old. They're not gonna be around when the consequences come.
Well, yeah, because most likely they will be the first persons to get killed.
Yeah.
Right?
Which they don't care about. Yeah. He's mentioned heaven so many times, it's kind of weird.
Well, I mean,
he said he's not going to make it.
Yeah, he said that he's not going to make it.
It's true, though.
Now with him, trying to do as much as possible to,
make it worse.
To not release the remaining files. Well, maybe he's right, when he says that he doesn't deserve to go to heaven. I don't know, bro. Like, more and more people are questioning, why are we in Iran and we should still be allies with Israel? Because, okay, let me ask you this. When is Donald Trump gonna go to prison, or one of his kids, if he's not willing to do so?
Like Barron or something?
Because someone has to
be held accountable for it, for the school bombing.
And why him? Because he's a commander-in-chief, right? No. So and they already confirmed that it was just like a fucking bomb, but it killed 175 people. Most of them were kids.
Were little girls.
Right? And the type of bomb that they used was the only two countries that has it is the United States and United Kingdom. Right?
Mm.
So because then either it was Donald Trump or someone in charge of the UK, right? But they had to be accountable for all those murders. If they don't do anything, then the system is corrupt.
Apparently, when you said World War, other countries are getting involved too, because now Ukraine said they'll plan on helping America. And why would they? Because America can help them with Russia. So they're going to plan on sending them anti-drones to 5 Gulf states, and that's gonna help. Why? Because Iran has a lot of drones, right? They make a shit ton of drones. That's what they're good at. Even though Trump publicly announced when he was asked, "Oh, are you guys helping Ukraine, or is Ukraine helping you?" You know what he said? He was just like, "We don't need their help. We're winning the war." So you can tell there's a load of bullshit.
But he's losing the war because now he's trying to do an agreement again for the war to stop, but he's losing the war.
Well, you said so in numbers we're losing, in global trade market impact,
on everything,
and rises.
Look at the economy. Less employment. Look at how much the oil is. Look at how much.
Over $100. I'm gonna predict that it stop. There's gonna be a regression.
Oh yeah.
Or a stock market crash.
Yeah, well, again, everything that's going on is something that happened almost 100 years ago.
The repeat.
It's just a fucking cycle of life, basically. Basically, we're going back to a recession, and then that's why by 2030 everything's gonna go digital, and that's gonna be the new, standard and technology and this and that, whatever.
Japan came, so the prime minister, my auntie, she came. Did you see that video? She's a conservative, bro, so she's actually good. But she came to meet Trump, and then she gave Trump a hug, so that was good, right? But they were talking about the war, and pretty much when he was talking to her about the war, they were like, "Why didn't you warn us about attacking Iran?" And then he was pretty much like, "You have to surprise them, that's why, so we couldn't tell you guys, obviously. And also, because you guys know all about surprises with Pearl Harbor." And then she was just like, "What the fuck?" I'm not even, he said that. He saw that, yeah. Well, again, and I think he was obviously joking, but that's, they were kind of awkward after that, right?
What kind of fucking joke is that, bro?
That's kind of a fucked up joke. Because even, you can tell by her expression, right? She was just like... And I don't know if she understands English. I don't think so. But there was media showing her speaking, and she's like, "We're never coming back to America again. Trump was so disrespectful." But it was in English. But she doesn't speak English. So clearly that was it was a fake.
AI or something.
Yeah, it was AI. But still, they fabricated that shit. I'm calling out the Democrats. They fabricated that. Why would you guys fabricate that if that's not true? Because she actually said at the end that they worked on defense cooperations, and ramping up defenses against North Korea. Like, why would she stir up bad blood with someone that she relies on, right? Like, even though he said that, and that was pretty stupid, like, she wouldn't, ruin the relationship just because of that. Because she knows she needs something from him.
Well,
and that's crazy that was fabricated. Just want to call out that video.
This is all I'm going to say, bro. Again, the only reason why we're in a war with Iran is because of Israel. Why? Because Israel, the only thing that they always wanted was to get rid of Iran for them to be able to build their third temple. Because remember, this is a religious war. Right? They already said it.
Is that true though? Because I saw it. I know they're trying to build a third temple, but I don't know if they said.
So from what I understood from the video was that the reason why they're trying to do that is because they're trying to build a third temple in Iran, so that they can worship their God, which is they're trying to get rid of Iran so that they can build their third temple so that they can worship their God. And because I don't know, like the last interview that I saw, fucking Habibi, he said that they were already trying to get their Messiah to come back to Earth, which that's apparently when the end of the wars.
In the Bible, it references the final war in Jerusalem, and that's when the rapture is gonna come, which is the end of the world, and it's between two forces. See, I did my research on the Bible too. It's interesting. You're right.
But it's a fucking religious war.
Yeah,
that's the only reason why we're in Iran.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's fascinating, and I don't hate religion at all. I'm not religious, but at the same time, why would you kill people over this shit?
What do you mean?
I said, why would you kill people over this? Over, just religion?
I don't know if you know this, but, in the 90s, I think, 80s, schools needed to fucking do I pledge allegiance to the flag. That was a fucking mandatory back in the 80s, 90s.
No, it was when I went to school, too. Did you have to do it in El Paso?
Like, in the 90s, when I was, in fucking...
Back in the day.
3rd or 4th grade.
Yeah, prehistoric. No, I'm just joking. I remember too when I was back in the day.
But not only that, they used to.
And they had a flag
they used
too.
to. I think they used to do like. They used to start also like school with like a parade or whatever. They also fucking took that away from schools, right? Because again, a lot of people might still be in the system of thinking that, oh yeah, you know, the reason why we're in Iran is because, you know, Iran is a threat to us, right?
Speaking of that, there was news about that Marine. Remember, you know, the guy that broke his arm? His name is Brian McGinnis.
Who?
Brian McGinnis, that guy that was saying it. He was wearing the military outfit.
Oh, yeah,
and then he was protesting. Yeah, that we were going to war.
The guy that they fucking broke his phone.
Over Israel, yeah. And then so apparently he's running for office, but he's not going to run for a Democrat or Republican. He's going to do third party, so Green Party pretty much. I mean, that's cool and all, but he's not going to win, bro. That's good, bro. There's no way he's going to win.
That's good. No, you never know, bro. That's good, bro, because I think a lot of people need to start waking up that we need to come up with something different than the system that we have right now.
Yeah.
Because again, doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican. Doesn't matter if it's a Democrat president or a Republican president. They're still screwing us, right?
Yeah. We
always pay more money on taxes when we don't even have to, because that's not even mandatory. They take us to wars, and then look at all the sex trafficking and all the child raping and all the corruption within the government. Like, that's why we need to come up with something new, bro. Either again, we get rid of everyone, all the corrupt people that are, you know, getting paid by AIPAC, and get rid of AIPAC and don't make any more business with Israel. That's the only way that we're gonna see a difference. That that's the only outcome for whoever becomes presidents or whatever, to show us that that's the only way that they're not corrupt anymore.
Yeah. So vote for Brian McGinnis. He's running for senator. If you're in North Carolina, vote for him. He's third party, and that's what we need. You know what he said he was going to run on? Pretty much he wants more affordability for housing, which is what we need. He thinks health should be for everyone.
Everybody says that.
And education. Yeah, no, everyone does say that, but at least he's third party, you know.
Well, yeah, but again, that's the problem. That was... Well, they might say that right now, but once they get power and then they become president,
it's different.
They become into, you know, they get into a position of power.
Yeah.
Then they change their mind.
Well, but it's harder though. You have to admit, if they're not Democrat or Republican, then they're less likely. You know, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think it's a little less likely. You know, because those two are very corporate. That's where AIPAC covers.
I think the only way that everything's gonna change is if we treat the president of the United States as a CEO of a company. It doesn't matter if he's doing, you know, 4 years or 8 years term. If he once the fucking economy of the United States is going bad, or, you know, like say for example, we start paying more for food and more for electricity and whatever, we should just fire him and put someone else in position.
I mean, we do have that system. It's called impeaching.
Yeah, but it's really, really rare or really impossible to fucking impeach a sitting
president. Who's the last president got that impeached? Even the Bill Clinton, he was supposed to be impeached.
He was supposed to get impeached, and nothing happened.
Which is crazy, because I remember it was not only that intern, right? It was like other girls he was cheating on with Hillary. And I don't know how Hillary was standing for that shit. She was just like, he didn't do it. He didn't do it.
She's over here lying that she didn't know anything about her husband fucking doing anything with Epstein.
Yeah.
What else can she not be lying about?
I don't know. He gives me a weird vibe, bro. When I watched that interview he did, you know, with the people talking to him about the Epstein, they were like, oh, you know, here's a picture of you, you know, with the dress, or I don't know if it was a picture with the dress, but it was like him in Epstein Island, and then he just started chuckling and laughing at it, and then his lawyer, she was like, stop laughing. Yeah.
Who's lawyer?
Bill Clinton's.
Well, Bill Clinton's lawyer, the black lady.
Yeah. She was telling him stop laughing.
She's in the Epstein files too. Talking to fucking Maxwell.
What the?
So again, they're all fucking in it.
No, wait, what's her name?
I don't know her. Yeah,
Cheryl
Mills.
Okay. Damn, this guy does his research. Her name is Cheryl Mills, and we're sharing it right now. This is the lawyer for the Clintons, and we're gonna see if she's tied to the Epstein list. So I just gotta look up Epstein. So as you can tell, she was on flight logs, released court documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. So there was mentions, but was she on the list of actual frequent passengers? There's say
also,
no.
There's also proof of her messaging Maxwell.
We looked up the messages with Maxwell that she had, and in an interview, she said that Mills wrote to Maxwell, "Is today really your birthday? It's the birthday of one of my greatest friends, and it would not be at all surprising if that you shared it. So happy birthday, and I'll be thinking about you. Hate you." Wait, they mentioned Palm Beach?
Oh, bro.
What? So this was Palm Beach. So that's tied to Palm Beach Pete. This is crazy. Yeah, I mean that was hard to see. But yeah, our last piece of information. I mentioned the Karg Island in the beginning, but the Karg Island is pretty much Iran's crown jewel. It was a central artery of Iran's oil industry. Probably around 90% of their exports. And again, it's located in the Persian Gulf, and I think this is going to be a key weapon island that America is going to try to use, right? Like, I don't know if they're going to take over it anytime soon, but obviously if they want to cripple, just like the South Paws attack, they would also go after Karg Island. It's with the K, guys, if you want to look that up.
What the fuck is that?
Karg Island with the KH. It's like a little island out in the Gulf, the Persian Gulf. But it's really important because that's where they export oil and gas, even to other countries. And then lastly, I think after all this, it's going to take a while, right? It's going to take, after the Iran war, America is probably going to go after Cuba next if Trump is still the president. Because they've had so many power outages. This is the third one. It's been 29 hours. They also had no warning, and it was during a famine where motherfuckers were starving. Mexico, your country, they're nice, bro. Like, at least they're sending aid. Look at America. They have so many resources, and they're not even sending shit over there.
They're sending everything to
Israel. Which one?
What's that black senator that they're trying to fire?
Dang, they're trying to fire a black senator? Oh, you mean the Middle Eastern one?
Yeah.
What do you think about them trying to fire her?
Well,
I don't know if she's a senator though, but I know what you're talking about.
I think they already took her out of the Senate power, whatever.
Elon Omar.
I think you need to say Musk.
Dang.
But yeah,
you said Elon Omar. Not like Elon Musk, bro.
No, bro, but
pretty sure you have to say like Elon. She was the only one. Like, remember during the president thing, when he was giving an update, I forgot what it's called, but she's the only one that said shit. I was like, hey, the war is diabolical, like, because of you. And then Trump was pretty much saying, oh, it's the Democrats, like, laugh at them pretty much, and all the Republicans were just clapping and cheering for him. And then she was the only one talking back. She was like, oh, it's because of you. You guys are the one that, started this war. You guys are messing everything up with, immigration, deportation. But she was the only one in the crowd doing it. She was the only one. Everyone else was quiet. Elon Omar, I'm pretty sure we're saying it wrong.
Yeah, what about her?
That's because she was saying that in front of, you remember when we were doing that podcast that one night? They were doing the presidential thing?
Yeah.
So Democrats and Republicans were there, and then Trump was pretty much saying, like, it's all the Democrats' fault that this is happening. She was the only one speaking up, though. She was like, no, it's not us, it's you, pretty much. You're doing all of this, right, with the ICE agents. Oh, and speaking of that, sorry, I'm going to get off topic, changing the topic, but the airport, right, they recently sent ICE agents to the airport. It was confirmed, like, you see it on TikTok. You see those videos of those ICE agents stationed at the airport, right? Because Trump said he was gonna threaten that if the Democrats don't push the bill, right? I kind of forgot what the bill was about, but if he didn't,
the SAVE Act, whatever.
No, was it about the SAVE Act?
Yeah.
Okay, so they didn't push the SAVE Act. Oh no! It was because like the Democrats wanted ICE agents to, number one, take off their masks, be identifiable, have ID. Number two, to not be able to camp the voting ballot stations, to not be there, because why would they have them?
After they didn't want to start they didn't want to release the remaining files.
Yeah.
So
it is true. The war started, number one, and then number two, he's sending out ICE agents.
Yeah, so it's all destruction, bro. It's all destruction.
Yeah. So what do you think about the domestic terrorism in America, in the one in the Jewish synagogue in Michigan? Do you remember that one where he was like driving he was trying to drive a van with bomb explosive?
A little bit.
Yeah.
To be honest, like I haven't paid attention, to be honest. I'm pretty sure that's...
Because remember, apparently his family, some of them died when Israel and America bombed them, and so after that he started being more extremist.
I don't know about that, to be honest. No, there's been like three
okay.
or four with this one that you're telling me about.
Right.
Because what happened with that one that I think it was like a shooting or something. And it was the black guy shooting.
Oh, in the army.
He had a shirt, know, saying like, "Oh, I'm property of ISIS" or something like that.
Well, it's the same thing when they said that in California there was gonna be some sleeper attacks.
Yeah, I mean, but that's been confirmed already.
Yeah, it happened.
Well, not it hasn't happened, but it's confirmed that most likely that's what's gonna happen in California.
You think so? Why California though?
So this is what's gonna happen, bro. They're gonna attack California because apparently I think there's missiles that can reach. Not only missiles, I think also like their fucking drones or whatever can reach California. And
that makes sense.
So and not only that, apparently I saw this video where they already confirmed that United States made replicas of the same drones that Iran is using, but it's actually just replicas of the United States, and that they had already confirmed that those were the type of planes that they were gonna use to reach California. Not only that, they were gonna hit the biggest building in California. Why is it that fucking Donald Trump's always on the news? He has already fucking confirmed like 3 times that we won the war with Iran, but we're still fucking over there. You see what I'm saying?
Coming from like a mental health worker perspective, like they teach you that like when you get someone to hate something, they care a lot about it, right? And he's applying it here. That's how he wins people. So there's a lot of psychology into this. I can apply my job to this, a little. But that's what it is. That's what it boils down to. They want someone to hate, someone to scapegoat, right? That's what we call in psychology. Someone to blame, hate, and that's going to be the Iranians, right? Because how many times have they said, oh, they're dangerous, they got nukes or whatever, they're savage people, that's just like how they talk about every Middle Eastern country, just like how they talk about every terrorist group that they funded. They're saying all this shit, but at the end of the day, they're part of it. They're part of the accountability that goes into this with every weapon they sell to them.
But once people start waking up and actually do something to fucking make Donald Trump or anyone in power here in the United States, it's when they make someone responsible about the fucking bombings in the girls' school bombing. If they don't do anything, then that means the United States really doesn't.
Did anyone even get in trouble for that?
No.
Like even the UN didn't say.
And again, it's already been confirmed that it was either a United States bombing or a UK bombing, right?
It could have been Israel too.
Because the type of bomb that they use, the only countries that use those bombs is the United States and the UK, right? So who's gonna take accountability? Donald Trump, because he's the commander-in-chief, or someone in power in the United States, or someone else? I don't know. And I mean, if people don't get mad for just that, then that means that they don't care. They don't care. Like they always fucking blame other countries, like, oh yeah, they kill 3,000 people, but we go kill 20,000 people over there. And that's okay with them. You know what I'm saying?
That's okay. It's justified. They hate their dictator. You gotta realize, like, even Iran's their regime was pretty shitty.
They're gonna do the fucking digital ID, which is the same shit that's going on in your country.
Dang.
Right?
Yeah, the one where they take.
Where if you have like a criminal record, or you have like a bad credit score or whatever, or you owe money to the bank or whatever. Like, they'll take you out of that fucking digital system. Okay.
Just joke. No, but I know what you're talking about. What you mean by, because China, No, their ID is way harsher than that, bro. They have cameras everywhere. Well, that's why they're trying to find a military contract with the AI company, you know, and they recently did. Thank you, again, Sam Altman.
But again, all of the destruction is because of the Epstein files. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs or their careers with AI, right?
Yeah.
So there's going to be a bunch of fucking unemployed.
I think it'll be a slow process.
And then not only that, they're going to... Even Elon Musk has fucking said that most likely in the next 5 years, they're gonna do a
universal income where everyone gets the same amount, like a paycheck. Right? Yeah.
So again, why? To keep us safe?
Well, going back to the Elon Musk though, like, yeah, I don't agree with him at all. Like, I agree with you, but to be fair, he said he's giving that paycheck so people don't have to work because he's saying AI is going to take over, right? So he's saying everyone's going to get the same.
You really think that the government is going to fucking do that for us, bro?
They won't even pay for health insurance.
That's how they make it. That's how they make it look.
Yeah.
Or that's how they make it.
I'm just saying, if it was true, yeah, like I still wouldn't like that. Again, if I'm being honest, bro.
If the government's gonna fucking remember,
that'd be nice.
Remember one thing that the President Reagan, I think it was. I don't know who was the president, to be honest, but there's a video of him where they interview him, and they tell him like, oh, you know what is one of the worst things that someone can hear, and then he says like that the worst thing that someone could hear is, oh, we're from the government and we're here to help you.
Damn.
Yeah, you see what I'm fucking telling you, bro?
Okay.
You all fucking connects, bro.
So it says, apparently... Wait, you can say it, bro. You need credit. So,
no, say it.
Okay, fine. So, yeah, President Reagan did say that the worst words that the people can hear from the government is, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. And he frequently used this to express the belief that the more government intervened in our lives, the more that the government starts becoming less of the solution and actually part of the problem.
How are we so in debt when the United States can basically print out of their fucking money? We're fucking $40 trillion in debt.
Yeah, they can print unlimited money, but they still...
But the problem is that because they already did print it, they already printed a lot of money, it's not fucking backed by anything.
No more gold.
There's no gold.
Yeah, and they were doing that just as a form to keep us working.
Why do you think that they're trying to build their own currency?
I mean, good luck with that. I don't know.
No. It's already happening, bro. Because
they made it, but they have to advertise it. Other people have to use it. That's the thing.
No. Because but it was already used. Meaning, BRICS, India, China, all those other countries already went and bought a bunch of oil from the Saudis, and they didn't pay with U.S. money. They paid with their currency, right?
That's actually crazy.
So that's the thing that's basically what they're fighting for. Because China, the United States, so it's always gonna fucking try to look like they're the number one in the military, number one in the world, number one in wealth, whatever. Yeah, it might be true, but not right now. United States is not even compared to fucking. Dubai pays less taxes than the United States, and they live like fucking kings.
Well, that's because they're small, bro. If they were like as big as America, I'm pretty sure the rules would be different.
Well, yeah,
like,
but not only that, dude. Like, look at all the wealth over there.
Yeah, I mean, they are rich. A lot of rich people live there.
And they go live in Dubai. Why? Because it's better. It's not only better for them because it's not only safer over there. Not only.
It's safer, but the missiles just hit it, bro. Well, they're taken care of. They're happy. Wait, would you want to move to Dubai?
I'm not even kidding, bro. I'm pretty sure that's the only country left where if you really want to, make money.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up. But we got to get the statement, like always, because we don't know what's gonna happen to us. So I'm saying I'm not suicidal. I know how to swim, and no mental illness, and I eat healthy food.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, you gotta say it though.
I don't plan on killing myself or doing anything or anyone.
We gotta say it just in case.
Look at what happened with Charlie.
I saw it, dude, and we actually have pretty much the same you can see on your social media like who's watching your videos, and it's a lot like of the same audience as him, like young, male people, young males, and You know, maybe some female.
Well, because again,
it's the same audience. We have the same audience.
But again, we're not saying that we're Charlie Kirk.
Oh,
right? No, but we're saying that last podcast, like he said, that he
with
had,
Gavin? With Gavin Newsom?
No, the last podcast that he had, where he said, you know, he started asking too many questions about we're not supposed to go to war with Iran. Mm-hmm. When he started talking about the Epstein files, questions about AIPAC, questions about Israel. You know,
he used to be so pro-Israel too. I saw those videos.
No, at first he was.
Yeah,
at first he used to be like, oh yeah, you know, we should support Israel.
They're
right?
Amazing. In the Bible,
and something happened that he made him fucking realize, say, you know what, like, nah.
I think he saw something, bro. Yeah. For sure, he saw something.
Well, not only that, he was against the bombings in Gaza. When he started asking, you know, like, hey, you know, who's gonna take accountability over this?
Yeah.
They didn't do anything, and then he started asking about, again, the Epstein files, about AIPAC, about, you know, a bunch of shit. But
you just gotta watch trustworthy. I'd rather just watch YouTube, honestly, dude. YouTube is more. Yeah, YouTube. I'd rather watch us, bro. Watch us, guys.
I'd rather watch that than anything in the media.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, I just want to say thank you and appreciate you. We got some new subscribers, a lot of views. Like this isn't obtainable without you guys and you guys watching, and you know that keeps us going, right? So again, just like us on all socials, Facebook, X. No, I got banned from X, remember? But apparently the Iran leader is not banned on X, so I don't know what you guys think of that. But anyways, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you like the video and share. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Peace.